Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me today. There are times in life when love comes unexpectedly. And sometimes it comes from the one person we never thought it would, a married man. You didn't ask for it, you didn't plan for it, but now here you are, tangled in emotions so deep, so powerful that they consume your every thought. At first it was just glances, small talk, innocent conversations. But then something changed. You notice how he looked at you, how he lingered when you spoke, how he remembered the little things, the things no one else cared to notice. And now, my friend, you find yourself at a crossroad. He loves you. But what does that mean? Let me tell you something, my brothers and sisters. Love is powerful. Love can move mountains. Love can break chains. Love can change lives. But love, when it is stolen, comes at a cost. I have seen it. I have heard it. I have counseled people broken by the very love they thought would save them. A married man's love for another woman is not just about passion. No, it is about escape. It is about searching for something he thinks he is missing. And you, yes, you, become that escape. But let me ask you today, at what cost? At the cost of your peace? At the cost of your reputation? At the cost of a woman sitting at home, wondering why her husband's heart no longer belongs to her? Now, I am not here to judge you. No, I am here to open your eyes. Yes, he loves you, but what will that love bring? Will it bring you joy? Or will it bring you years of secrecy, waiting, hoping, knowing deep down that you were never his to begin with? Ladies and gentlemen, love should never come at the expense of someone else's pain. And if a man is truly in love with you, if he truly, deeply, unconditionally loves you, then he will do what is right. He will not keep you in the shadows. He will not force you into stolen moments and whispered goodbyes. No, love does not hide. Love stands in the light. So tonight I ask you, look at your heart. Look at his actions. Look at where this road leads. Because if a man is truly meant for you, he will be free to love you completely. He will not love you in pieces. He will love you in truth. And that, my friends, is real love. He prioritizes you over his wife. When a married man falls in love with another woman, the first and most telling sign is how his priorities begin to shift. You may not even notice it at first. It starts with small things, subtle things, the kind of changes that are almost imperceptible, but over time they grow, they evolve. And before you know it, you are no longer just someone in his life. You become the central figure, the one he thinks about before anyone else, even his own wife. It starts with his time. Time is the most precious thing a man can give. At first, maybe he messages you in the mornings before he even greets his wife. Maybe he calls you late at night, whispering in the dark while she sleeps just a few feet away. His lunch breaks, they belong to you now. His free moments, he wants to fill them with you. You begin to notice that when you call, he answers even when he's supposed to be at home with his family. When you text, he responds right away, sometimes with urgency, as if your words are more important than the ones spoken inside his own house. And then there's the way he moves his schedule around for you. Suddenly, meetings can be postponed. Plans with his wife can be rescheduled. Family dinners, date nights, even holidays. If you need him, he finds a way. If you are sad, he drops everything to be there. If you are happy, he wants to be the first to celebrate with you. And if you ever doubt his love, he reassures you, not with words alone, but with his actions. Actions that make it clear you matter more than she does. But perhaps the most striking change is the way he talks about her. Have you ever noticed? In the beginning, he barely mentioned her. But as his love for you grows, so does his resentment towards her. Suddenly, she's not as understanding. She doesn't appreciate him the way you do. She doesn't listen like you do. Every little flaw, every minor inconvenience in his marriage, he shares it with you, painting a picture of a love that is long dead. And with every complaint, every sigh of frustration, he pulls you deeper into his world, into the idea that maybe, just maybe, you are the one who truly understands him. He starts making choices that favor you over her. If you need him on a day when he has family commitments, he suddenly finds an excuse. If you ask for something, he does it before doing anything for his own wife. Even financially, you may begin to notice his generosity. Small gifts at first, but then larger gestures. He spends on you not just because he wants to impress you, but because you have become a part of him. And if his wife ever questions his behavior, if she ever senses the shift, he reassures her with half-truths, because in his mind, protecting you has become more important than being honest with her. And then, my friend, there comes the moment of confirmation, the moment when you realize without a doubt that you have become his priority. Maybe it happens when he misses an important event for you, when he leaves a gathering early just to be by your side, when he changes his entire routine to accommodate yours. Or maybe, just maybe, it happens when you see it in his eyes. That longing, that deep, undeniable love that makes it clear if he could choose freely, he would choose you. But here's the question. If a man prioritizes you over his own wife, what does it truly mean? Does it mean you are special? Does it mean you are the one? Or does it mean that one day, should circumstances change, you might be the one he prioritizes less when someone new comes along? These are the questions that linger in the air, in the quiet moments when the thrill fades and reality sets in. Because love that asks you to take the place of another, love that comes at the cost of someone else's pain, is a love that will always demand something from you in return. And that, my friend, is the weight of being his priority. He shares his deepest secrets. There is something sacred about a secret. Secrets are the hidden pieces of our souls, the thoughts we do not share with just anyone, the emotions we bury beneath smiles and routine conversations. When a man begins to open his heart to you, when he shares his deepest thoughts, his fears, his regrets, and his past wounds, it is a sign that you have become more than just another person in his life. You have become his safe place. At first, his confessions are small. Things he wouldn't tell just anyone. Maybe it's a childhood memory, a personal dream he never had the courage to chase, or a silly fear he never admitted before. But soon the walls around his heart begin to crumble, and he starts to let you into places that no one else, not even his wife, has been. One day, as you sit together, perhaps in a car on a quiet evening walk, or during one of those late-night conversations that seem to stretch until the early hours, he tells you something real, something raw. Maybe he speaks of his disappointments, the ways life hasn't turned out the way he expected. He talks about his struggles, his marriage, his loneliness. He tells you how he feels unseen, how his wife doesn't understand him the way you do, how he feels like a stranger in his own home. And as he speaks, there is a vulnerability in his voice that wasn't there before. You listen, and in that moment, he feels lighter, as if by sharing his burden with you, he is momentarily free from it. The things he tells you are not things he would say to just anyone. They are the confessions of a man who has found comfort in your presence. He tells you about the arguments he has at home, the way his wife no longer excites him, the way he sometimes feels trapped in a life that no longer feels like his own. He tells you about his fears, The fear of growing old without true love, the fear of never being truly happy, the fear that he has spent his life making choices that led him to a place where he no longer belongs. And you, being the one who listens, begin to feel something deeper for him. Because secrets create bonds. They tie two people together in ways that ordinary conversations never can. When someone trusts you with their hidden truths, it creates an intimacy that is difficult to ignore. It makes you feel special, important, chosen. But have you ever wondered why he does not share these things with his wife? Perhaps he once did, long ago, when love was new and fresh, but something changed. Maybe she stopped listening. Maybe life got too busy. Maybe the connection they once had faded into routine, and now he finds that connection with you. He tells you things he wouldn't dare say to her, not just about his life, but about his emotions. He admits when he feels weak. He tells you when he's having a bad day. He lets down the mask he wears for the rest of the world. And in doing so, he makes you feel like you are the only one who truly knows him. It is in these moments that love is born, not in grand gestures or fleeting passion, but in the quiet, unguarded confessions of a man who feels safe with you. But here is the question you must ask yourself. If a man can keep secrets from his wife, will he one day keep them from you too? The weight of his words may make you feel closer to him, but secrets are a double-edged sword, because if he can hide his truths from the woman he once promised his life to, how do you know he will not one day hide them from you? For now, though, you are the one he trusts. You are the one who knows the real him, and that, more than anything, is a sign that he is deeply, hopelessly in love with you. He looks at you like you're the only one there. Is something powerful about the way a man looks at a woman when he is in love. It's not just a glance. It's not just a passing moment of admiration. It's a look that lingers, a gaze that speaks 1,000 words without ever uttering a single one. And when a married man looks at you like you're the only one in the world, you feel it deep in your soul. At first, you might not even notice it. Maybe it happens in a crowded room where dozens of people are talking, laughing, and moving about, but somehow his eyes find you. He isn't just looking in your direction, he is searching for you as if you are the only person who matters in that moment. And when your eyes finally meet, time seems to slow down. It's in the way his gaze softens when he looks at you, the way his expression changes, as if everything else fades into the background and nothing else exists except for you. It's the way his eyes follow you, even when you're not looking. He watches the way you move, the way you smile, the way you talk, absorbing every detail as if he's memorizing you. And then there's that intensity, that unmistakable depth in his eyes when he catches you off guard. Maybe it happens when you're laughing at something silly and he just stares, completely lost in the moment. Maybe it happens when you're speaking and he hangs on to every word, listening not just with his ears, but with his entire being. Or maybe it's in those quiet moments when neither of you are speaking, but the energy between you says everything. You've seen that look before. It's not a look of fleeting attraction. It's not a look of mere interest. It's something deeper. It's a look that says, you are special. You are different. You are the one I see even when I shouldn't. It happens even when he's with his wife. Have you ever noticed? You could be in the same room, but when he looks at her, it's different, routine, distant, almost empty. But when he looks at you, there's something else there. A spark, a longing, a silent confession that no words could ever capture. And the thing about a look like that, it doesn't just make you feel seen, it makes you feel wanted, desired, chosen, because in that moment, you are not just another person in his life, You are the person, the one he can't stop thinking about, the one who holds his attention in a way no one else does. Sometimes he tries to hide it. He looks away too quickly. He pretends to focus on something else. But you know the truth. You know that if you caught him staring once, he has probably been looking at you 1,000 other times when you weren't watching. And then there are those moments of undeniable intensity when he looks at you like he is on the edge of saying something he knows he shouldn't. Like he wants to tell you how much you mean to him, how deeply he feels for you, but he holds it in. And in that silence, his eyes tell you everything his words cannot. But here's the question you must ask yourself. If a man looks at you like you're the only one, why is he still with someone else? A look can hold passion, a look can hold love, but a look, no matter how intense, does not change reality. Because no matter how much he sees you, how much he longs for you, there is still another life he belongs to. For now, though, you are the one who captivates him. You are the one who holds his gaze. And in a world full of distractions, full of commitments, full of responsibilities, when a man looks at you like you are the only one, it means one thing. In his heart, you already are. He takes risks, for you love, when it is true and deep, demands action. It is not just in words whispered in the dark or in glances stolen across a crowded room. It is proven in the risks a man is willing to take. And when a married man is in love with you, he takes risks. Risks that could shake the very foundation of his life. Risks that prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are not just another person to him, you are someone he is willing to sacrifice for. At first, the risks seem small, almost insignificant. Maybe he starts by bending his schedule to fit you in, making excuses to leave work early or staying out later than usual. He starts lying, not just little white lies, but full-blown fabrications, just so he can steal time with you. He tells his wife he has an important meeting, but really, he's meeting you. He tells his friends he's running errands, but really, he's lost in the world you've created together. Then the risks grow bigger. Have you ever noticed how he stops caring about getting caught when he's with you? Maybe you're sitting in a cafe and he doesn't check over his shoulder like he used to. Maybe he no longer worries about who sees him texting you or about his wife glancing at his phone. At first, he was careful, so careful. But now he's reckless because the thought of losing you is more terrifying than the thought of being discovered. And then there are the moments that make your heart stop. The nights when he should be home, but instead he's with you. The times he misses important events, anniversaries, birthdays, even family holidays, just to be near you. The way he starts prioritizing you over everything, even when it puts him at risk of losing what he's built. One day he tells you something you never expected to hear. I don't care anymore. I just want to be with you. And in that moment you realize the depth of his love. He is not just saying he loves you, he is showing it. He is proving it. He is willing to step into the unknown, to walk a path that is filled with uncertainty just to keep you in his life. But here's the thing about risks. They always come with consequences. And the more he risks, the more the weight of his decisions will press down on both of you. Because love, no matter how passionate, does not exist in a vacuum. Have you ever stopped to think about what he is truly risking? His home, his family, his reputation, his stability, the life he has known for years, all for you. And while that might make you feel special, might make you feel like you are the most important person in his world, there is another side to this. A man who takes risks for love is either incredibly brave or incredibly lost. And sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. Because while he is willing to risk everything for you now, will he always be? Or will there come a day when the weight of those risks becomes too much? Will there come a day when he looks at what he has lost and begins to wonder if he made a mistake? For now, though, there is no doubt he is risking it all, walking the tightrope between love and destruction, between passion and consequence. And every time he chooses you, every time he takes another step into the unknown for you, he is saying one thing loud and clear: you are worth everything. He gets jealous when you're with someone else. Jealousy is a powerful thing. It reveals emotions that a person might try to hide, feelings they might not even fully understand themselves. And when a married man is in love with you, his jealousy is not just a passing emotion. It's a burning, undeniable force that he struggles to contain. At first, he tries to act unaffected. He tells himself he has no right to feel this way. After all, he has a wife, a family, a life separate from you. But the heart does not follow logic. It does not obey the rules we set for it. And so, despite everything, he feels it, the sting, the ache, the frustration, every time he sees you with another man. Maybe it happens in the smallest of moments. You're laughing at someone else's joke and his smile fades just a little. You mention spending time with another guy and his jaw tightens. You post a picture with someone and suddenly he is quiet, distant, preoccupied. He won't say it outright, but you can see it in his eyes, in the way his mood shifts, in the way he starts asking little questions that don't seem like much on the surface. Who is he? How do you know him? Did you have fun? And then there are the moments when his jealousy becomes impossible to ignore. Maybe you're out together and another man approaches you. You see the way his entire demeanor changes, the way his body tenses, the way his eyes darken. He tries to act calm, but his fingers drum restlessly on the table. His voice loses its usual ease. His laughter becomes forced. He watches you closely, as if analyzing every move, every word, every smile you give to someone else. And if another man dares to flirt with you, that's when his emotions betray him completely. His words become clipped, his energy shifts, and suddenly he's trying to pull you back into his orbit. He makes a joke to break the moment. He finds a way to touch your arm. He reminds you, without saying it, that he is the one who truly sees you, that he is the one who cares. Sometimes his jealousy turns into subtle possessiveness. He starts making comments about the men around you, questioning their intentions, warning you to be careful, telling you that they don't understand you the way he does. He doesn't say the words outright, but you can hear the unspoken plea beneath them. Don't let them take you away from me. And then there are the times when his jealousy erupts in frustration. Maybe you talk about another man one too many times, and suddenly he snaps. Why do you keep bringing him up? Maybe you go on a date with someone else, and he pulls away from you for days, as if punishing you for making him feel something he doesn't want to feel. But the most telling sign of all, the way he compares himself to the other men in your life. He might do it jokingly. What does he have that I don't? Or he might do it quietly, in the way he suddenly starts trying harder to impress you, to remind you of everything he brings into your life. Because in his mind, no man should make you feel the way he does. And yet he cannot ask you to be his, not completely, not fully. And that is where the tragedy of his jealousy lies. Because while he burns with the fear of losing you, he knows he has no right to claim you. He is caught between two worlds, one where he belongs and one where he longs to be. So he does the only thing he can. He watches, he aches, he fights battles within himself that he cannot win, and through it all his jealousy tells you one undeniable truth. You are not just another woman to him. You are the one he cannot bear to lose. He takes risks, for you, love, is never just about words. It is about action. It is about sacrifice. It is about the lengths someone is willing to go to just to be close to you, just to protect what you have. just to hold on to the feelings that make life feel extraordinary. And when a married man is in love with you, he takes risks. Risks that at times even he cannot explain. At first, the risks are small, almost unnoticeable. He takes an extra 5 minutes on his lunch break just to hear your voice. He steps away from his colleagues, from his family, just to send you a message. He starts making excuses, telling himself, telling others that these little moments don't mean much. But deep down, he knows the truth. Every risk, no matter how small, is proof that you matter more to him than he ever intended. Then the risks grow bigger. Maybe he starts canceling plans with his wife just so he can see you, even if only for a few stolen minutes. Maybe he calls you late at night, knowing that if she wakes up and finds out, there will be consequences. Maybe he lies about where he is, about who he's with, about why he's smiling when he reads a message that came from you. And then one day, he does something even he never imagined he would do. Maybe he drives across the city in the middle of the night just because you needed him. Maybe he misses an important family event because he couldn't bear to be apart from you. Maybe he risks being caught, meeting you in places where people might recognize him, holding your hand in a moment of carelessness, letting his love for you slip through the cracks of his carefully controlled world. And that's when it happens, when he realizes just how much he is willing to risk for you, because the truth is, he has everything to lose. His reputation, his home, his marriage, the life he built before you ever walked into it. And yet, for reasons he cannot fully explain, he keeps choosing you. Have you ever seen the way he looks at you right before he makes a reckless decision? The way his eyes search yours, as if asking, are you worth this risk? And how, in the very next moment, he already knows the answer. He knows the answer when he leaves his phone unlocked, daring fate to intervene. He knows the answer when he tells his wife he has to work late, but really, he's with you. He knows the answer when he walks through fire, just to prove that you are not just another fleeting moment in his life. And yet, with every risk he takes, the stakes get higher. Because love is never without consequences. And when a man risks everything for love, he also risks heartbreak, regret, and the unraveling of the world he once knew. But in his mind, the biggest risk of all, losing you. Because for a man who has spent his life playing it safe, who has built a life based on responsibility and routine, loving you has been the greatest gamble of all. And even though he knows the dangers, even though he knows the cost, he keeps choosing you over and over again. Because in the end, love is always a risk. And he is willing to take it for you. He finds ways to communicate constantly when a man is in love, truly in love. He cannot go long without hearing your voice, seeing your name on his screen, or feeling connected to you in some way. And when a married man is in love with you, he will find ways, sometimes subtle, sometimes bold, to keep that connection alive, no matter the obstacles in his path. At first, it might seem innocent, a text in the morning just to check in, a casual message during lunch, asking how your day is going, a late night call, his voice hushed, speaking in whispers because he doesn't want anyone to hear. You might not think much of it at first, but soon you notice something. He never really disappears. No matter how busy he is, no matter where he is, he always finds a way to reach out. Maybe it's a message so short it could be overlooked, thinking of you. Maybe it's an inside joke, a reminder of a moment you shared. Or maybe it's a random excuse, something trivial. Have you seen the news today? Just so he has a reason to start a conversation with you. And when he can't talk, when he's surrounded by his family, his colleagues, his responsibilities, he still makes sure you feel his presence. a lingering look across the room, a subtle touch when no one is watching, a text sent at just the right moment to let you know that no matter where he is, his mind is on you. Then the communication evolves. He starts to memorize your schedule, finding the perfect gaps in your day when he knows you'll be free to talk. He creates secret channels, maybe a hidden chat app, a secondary email, or a nickname in his phone that allows him to text you without raising suspicion. He becomes creative, leaving breadcrumbs for you to follow, small gestures that remind you that he is always thinking of you. You might be out with friends and suddenly his name pops up on your phone. Not because he needs anything, not because he has something urgent to say, but simply because he wants to talk to you. He can't help it. It doesn't matter how risky it is, he needs that connection. And when he can't text or call, he finds other ways. Maybe it's a song he sends you, one that perfectly captures how he feels. Maybe it's a meme, a joke, a picture, anything to make you smile, to remind you that you are still the center of his thoughts. And when he truly can't reach you, when the distance becomes unbearable, he starts crafting messages in his mind, planning the words he will say the next time he hears your voice. He gets restless when he hasn't spoken to you for too long. Have you ever noticed the way he suddenly seems irritated, distracted, unable to focus? It's because you have become his addiction. He has spent so much time finding ways to stay connected that the silence feels unnatural now. And that is how you know his love is real. Because a man can make a million excuses for why he can't talk. He can be too busy. He can be too tired. He can let the world pull him away. But when a man is truly in love, he does not make excuses. He makes time. And no matter how complicated his life may be, no matter how many barriers stand in his way, he will always find a way to reach you. Because communication is not just about words, it's about effort. It's about priority. It's about proving over and over again that you are not just a passing thought. You are the thought that never leaves his mind. He creates a future in his mind with you. Love is not just about the present. It is about the dreams, the possibilities, the silent promises whispered in the spaces between words. When a married man is in love with you, he does something he never expected. He starts imagining a future with you, even if he knows deep down that the road ahead is uncertain. At first it happens in passing thoughts. Small moments where he wonders what life would be like if things were different. What if he had met you first? What if he could wake up next to you every morning instead of just stealing moments here and there? What if the love you share didn't have to exist in the shadows? These thoughts come to him unexpectedly, sneaking in during quiet moments, when he's alone, when he's lying awake at night, when he's driving in silence, lost in the possibilities of a life he never saw coming. Then those passing thoughts turn into something more. He starts to speak in what-ifs. What if we lived in the same city? What if we could travel together? What if one day we didn't have to hide? At first he plays it off as a fantasy, a harmless conversation, but deep down he's testing the waters. He wants to know, do you think about the future the way he does? Do you see a life beyond the stolen moments? Slowly his words shift from what if to when. One day I want to take you to my favorite place. Someday I'll cook dinner for you after a long day and we won't have to say goodbye. When we grow old, I hope we'll still be laughing like this. He doesn't even realize he's doing it, but his mind has already built a world where you belong. He starts making plans that don't just involve today or tomorrow, but months, years ahead. He thinks about the places you could visit together, the little house by the ocean you both joke about, the traditions you could create if only time were on your side. And when he talks about the future, even if it's just a dream, there is something in his voice, a longing, a quiet hope, a desperate wish that somehow the universe will make a way. But love, especially love that exists in the spaces between right and wrong, is never simple. Because as much as he dreams, as much as he envisions a life with you, reality stands in the way. He knows the weight of the commitments he has made, the responsibilities that tie him to a life that was built before you ever walked into it. And yet, despite everything, he still dreams. Because in his heart, you are not just a passing moment. You are not just a temporary escape. You are the person who has made him question everything he thought he knew about love, and that is why, even if the future is uncertain, even if life does not allow him to rewrite his story the way he wishes he could, he will always carry that vision of you, of the life that could have been, of the love that changed him forever. Because love does not always follow the rules. It does not always fit into neat little boxes. And sometimes the most powerful love stories are the ones that exist not just in reality, but in the futures we dare to dream. He feels guilty, yet he can't let you go. Love is a beautiful yet complicated thing. It has the power to bring joy, but it can also create deep internal conflict. And when a married man falls in love with you, that conflict is something he battles every single day. At first he tells himself it's nothing, just a connection, just a friendship, just a moment of happiness in a life that sometimes feels predictable and unchanging. He convinces himself that he can handle it, that he has everything under control, but the more he gets to know you, the more he feels drawn to you. Your voice becomes a sound he craves. Your presence becomes a necessity. Your absence feels like something is missing from his life. And then, one day, he realizes the truth. He has fallen for you. And that's when the guilt begins. He feels it in quiet moments when he is alone, when he lies awake at night, replaying the way he looked at you that day, the way his heart raced when you smiled, the way he almost reached for your hand without thinking. He feels it when he goes home to his wife, to the life he built before you, and something in his heart aches because a part of him is elsewhere. He tries to fight it. He tells himself to step back, to stop texting so much, to stop finding excuses to see you. Maybe he even disappears for a little while, telling himself that if he can just put some distance between you, the feelings will fade, but they don't. Because you are not just a passing moment to him, you are the one he can't forget, the one who makes him feel alive, the one who reminds him of something he didn't even know he was missing. And no matter how guilty he feels, no matter how many times he tells himself he should walk away, he just can't. He can't, because the way you make him feel is unlike anything else. Because when he's with you, the weight of responsibility, of expectations, of years spent playing a role he no longer recognizes, it all disappears. With you, he is just a man who loves, a man who aches, a man who longs for something real, something deep, something he cannot find anywhere else. But the guilt never leaves him. It shows up in the hesitation in his voice when he says goodbye, in the way he lingers just a little too long, as if trying to gather the strength to walk away, in the way his mood shifts when he has to return to his reality where you don't exist the way he wants you to. And yet, no matter how much it tears him apart, he keeps coming back. He comes back because losing you is a pain he cannot bear. He comes back because the thought of a life without you is more unbearable than the guilt he carries. He comes back because even if it's complicated, even if it's messy, even if it keeps him up at night questioning everything, what he feels for you is real, and that is why he stays. because love is not always logical. It is not always easy. And sometimes the heart refuses to let go, even when the mind says it should. He goes out of his way to make you happy. Love is not just about words, it is about actions. A man who truly loves you will do whatever it takes to bring a smile to your face, even when it's inconvenient, even when no one is watching, even when the world makes it difficult. And when a married man is in love with you, his efforts to make you happy go beyond simple gestures. They become the small, meaningful sacrifices that prove just how deeply he feels for you. At first, the things he does might seem minor. Maybe he remembers the way you like your coffee and surprises you with it when you least expect it. Maybe he texts you first thing in the morning just to make sure you start your day with a smile. Maybe he listens carefully when you mention something you love, a favorite song, a certain type of chocolate, a book you've been wanting to read. And then, without you asking, he finds a way to get it for you. But as his feelings deepen, so do his actions. Suddenly, he starts rearranging his schedule just to see you, even if only for a few minutes. He finds excuses to be near you, to check in, to ensure that even on your worst days, you don't feel alone. When you're stressed, he listens, not just passively, but truly listens, offering comfort, solutions, or just the quiet reassurance that someone genuinely cares. And then he begins to take bigger risks. Maybe he drives across town in the pouring rain just to bring you medicine when you're sick. Maybe he sneaks away from work, from responsibilities, from the life he built before you, just to spend an extra hour in your presence. Maybe he takes chances that could expose him, that could complicate his world, because nothing matters more to him than seeing you happy. He learns to read your moods, sensing when something is wrong even before you say a word. And when he sees sadness in your eyes, he doesn't just brush it off. He does everything in his power to take it away. If you're having a bad day, he makes it his mission to turn it around. He cracks jokes to make you laugh, sends thoughtful messages to remind you how special you are, and finds ways, no matter how small, to bring light into your life. Have you ever noticed the way he watches you when you're truly happy? The way his eyes soften, the way he seems to forget the rest of the world exists? That's because your happiness is his happiness. When he sees you smiling, when he hears your laughter, it's as if for that moment nothing else matters. And the truth is, he doesn't do these things because he has to. He does them because he wants to. Because making you happy is not an obligation, it's a privilege. It's something he treasures, something he prioritizes, something he cannot help but do, even when it makes his life more complicated. And that is how you know his love is real. Because love is not just about passion or desire or the stolen moments you share. It's about care. It's about effort. It's about the way someone chooses you over and over again, even when it would be easier not to. And no matter how difficult it gets, no matter how much he struggles with the reality of his situation, he will always find a way to make you happy. Because loving you is not just something he feels, it's something he shows every single day. His actions speak louder than his words. Love is not just about what a man says, it is about what he does. Anyone can whisper sweet words, make promises, and paint beautiful pictures with language. But words alone do not build trust. Words alone do not prove devotion. Words alone do not carry the weight of real love. A man who truly loves you, especially one who is bound by responsibilities yet still cannot let you go, will show his love through actions, even when he cannot always find the words to say it. At first, it's the little things. The way he watches you when he thinks you're not looking. The way he remembers the details most people overlook. Your favorite song. The way you take your coffee. The stories you tell in passing that others forget. He pays attention, and that in itself is proof that you matter to him. Then his love starts showing in the way he protects you. Maybe it's as simple as making sure you get home safely, checking in to see if you've eaten, or walking on the side of the sidewalk closest to the street, as if shielding you from the world. These small, seemingly ordinary gestures speak volumes. They reveal what his heart cannot always say. You are important to me. I care about you more than you know. But it doesn't stop there. Because when a man is truly in love, he will not just be there for you in the good moments. He will be there in the difficult ones. When you are feeling low, he will not just offer words of comfort, he will find ways to lift you up. If you are struggling, he will step in even when you don't ask him to. If something matters to you, it will matter to him too, simply because you matter to him. He will rearrange his life in ways you never expected. Maybe he shifts his schedule just to spend an extra few minutes with you. Maybe he goes out of his way to bring you something he knows you need. Maybe he takes risks he never imagined taking before, all because he cannot bear the thought of you feeling unimportant, even for a moment. And sometimes his love is in the sacrifices you don't even realize he is making. He might suppress his own emotions because he doesn't want to burden you with them. He might hold back when he wants to reach for you because he knows the world is watching. He might carry the weight of his love in silence, loving you from the shadows because he is afraid that saying it out loud would only complicate things further. But even in that silence, his actions never lie. Love, real love, is not just about declaration. It is about the way he shows up for you time and time again. It is about the way he prioritizes you even when it is difficult. It is about the way he chooses you, not just with words, but with effort, with consistency, with the small, undeniable ways he makes you feel valued. So even if he never says, "I love you," outright, you will know. Because love does not live in words alone. It lives in the moments, in the gestures, in the quiet sacrifices. And a man who truly loves you will prove it, not by what he says, but by everything he does when words are not enough.